It's where you go to bike, hike, and stroll miles of pathways over more than 7,000 acres of parkland. A place to go explore rivers and fish their bountiful waters. Natural places to go marvel at magnificent wildlife while you play outdoors and go wander charming communities. Find all this and more at Destination Downriver. Give it a go.
Today's podcast is presented by Market Insights, with our vodcast produced with the help of the City of Taylor's Media Center. We are sponsored by the generous support of our friends at Allegra Marketing, Print, and Design for strategic marketing and print communication with measurable results. Let Allegra assist you with your print, mail, design, and signs. Located at 3557 4th Street in Wyandotte, or call 734-288-8994. Tell them Destination Downriver brought you there.
Welcome to Destination Downriver. I'm Karl Ziomek. Communities in the Downriver region have been engineering transformation on a number of different fronts. The environment via reclamation of riverfront shorelines, water quality with a near miraculous recovery of the Huron, Rouge, and Detroit rivers, and going almost unnoticed amidst all the positive progress, the resurgence of Downriver's 18 communities. Many of this region's cities are purposely filling the gap between entrepreneurs with great ideas and those with the expertise to make them a reality. We are experiencing a phenomenal growth spurt in business startups by design through fostering healthy and helpful small business startup climates. With the cost of living, office, and retail space advantages, communities are providing a longer runway between ideas and doors open for business realities. Whether it's fixed costs that let small business owners do more with less, or mentoring programs that guide successful planning, the formula is working downriver. Small businesses are an essential part of any business community. They provide jobs, promote innovation, and foster a sense of pride in their respective areas. Ultimately, supporting small business startups is an investment in the future. A strong business presence, especially one that thrives in the context of a busy, livable, walkable downtown, is what gives community its character. It creates a sense of place that attracts visitors, talented workforces, and yes, bigger businesses and other investors who drive further growth. In today's episode, we will get insights on what's going on with Downriver small business growth. We'll also understand why any community's growth is good for the entire region, and lastly, how to keep that momentum building. Our panel of experts are Ron Hinrichs, President and CEO of the Southern Wayne County Regional Chamber, Dan Marsh, City Administrator from Southgate, Joe Pagano, Chairman of Flat Rock's DDA, and lastly, Kevin Krause, Director of Community Safety and Development in Romulus. Ron, we're going to start with you. Start us off by sharing some of the stunning growth statistics that have been occurring in the region over the past year.
Thanks, Karl. It's good to be here, and it truly has been stunning growth. So much that I know this is really exciting for us. This month, WDIV Channel 4 is doing a big feature story on the economic growth of the Downriver region. So I did bring some stats with us today because we did recently reach out to all of our local municipalities here downriver, 18 of them, and asked them, hey, how many small businesses opened over the 2022 fiscal year? And it's absolutely phenomenal. 258 small businesses opened, again, in 2022 in the Downriver region. And if you look at some of these, Southgate, and I know Dan Marsh is here, 49 businesses in Southgate, which is like absolutely phenomenal. Kevin, 39 businesses in the city of Romulus. The city of Flat Rock, Joe is here. We got 15 new businesses. And of course, there's a tremendous amount of growth in Taylor as well. And I know there's a lot of new businesses that are currently in development in the city of Taylor as well. So I think that, the facts show, the statistics show that Downriver truly is the place to be for raising a family, for relocating if you want to express your talent in the workforce, but also if you're an entrepreneur and you want to open a new business and really, develop your dream and realize your entrepreneurial dream. Downriver is the place to be, and these stats really do show it, Karl.
That is stunning. Dan, let's jump over to you. Southgate really jumps off the map on those stats. You got to be very proud. Either that or you're cheating. The number of new business startups that Ron shared over the past year, was this a dramatic change from what you've seen in previous years?
Well, honestly, there's been a trend in the city of Southgate for some time now of new businesses coming to the area and opening. So we're thankful for the attention Downriver is finally getting with the new business growth. That being said, though, 2022 was a bit of a banner year for us, and we saw a 30% increase in new businesses over the previous year. So we definitely saw a spike, and we're excited about that.
What was the catalyst? What do you think was the catalyst?
Yeah, so I don't know if there's really any one thing. What I think happened is over the course of many years now, there's been a bunch of things happening, and it just really created the right environment for this new group of people who are going out and with the entrepreneurial mindset and want to open their own business. I think about the fiscal stewardship that the city council and the mayor have been so dedicated to, making sure that the city is on a sound financial footing. I think about a new business owner, right? And someone's going in and they're going to open up a new business, and there's risk associated with it. And when you go into an area that's been financially sound for a long time, it really kind of reduces that feeling of risk that you have opening. You know you're going into a stable community. I think the other thing, and this again goes beyond even my time at the city, is this culture from our building department and the city planners of really working alongside the new business owners. When, a lot of these business owners that we're seeing, these new businesses that are opening up, these are first-time business owners opening up a new restaurant or a boutique. And the process of getting business permits and keeping a business up to code and all those different things, it's new for a lot of people. So the building department has been really intentional about making sure as new businesses come in that they're very communicative, that they are walking them through that process so that as the business flourishes, that they have a partner in the city.
People don't understand how difficult it is.
Yeah.
Because the processes are, even if they're simple processes, simple steps, there's a lot of them. And they really have to walk through them. When it comes to that business growth that you're seeing, does any particular business or site stand out to you in your own mind? And you can, so it's an opinion. So
the exciting thing for Southgate is we've seen a wide variety of new businesses coming all across, financial sector, healthcare, industry, but there is one that really kind of stands out, and we had the opportunity to go to the business owner's grand opening just a few months back, and it's the business called Extra Crafty. They're on Eureka Road, and it's an experience-based business, and what she's done is she's created a place where people can go for events, for group outings, birthday parties. They have pop-up nights like this Friday. They're going to be they're hosting an event where and it's a crafting business. So you do different crafts. Like this Friday, it's a date night. They're going to be doing wine and whiskey glasses and doing crafts around those. But I just thought this is such a unique idea of this experience-based business where you can come and you can learn a new craft, learn a new skill, and it's fun, and you get kind of walked your way through it. And I just think about, it's such a great example of the moment, right? This is a person who said, they're kind of leaving the traditional workforce. They have a passion and interest they want to share with the world. And it was just the right moment. And it was a first-time business owner, and she's thriving. And it's just really exciting to see that happening in Southgate.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Great story out of Southgate. Joe, let's flash over to Flat Rock. You guys have been on quite a roll recently for the past few years with some very interesting new businesses opening in your community. Flat Rock has some commercial business property owners who are building a future for those storefronts by making it easier and more affordable to owners and to get momentum for new businesses. How has the city fostered that type of landlord-tenant cooperation?
It's actually worked out pretty well. Like Southgate was talking about, we have our building department that really fosters. They help these new businesses, and it is a difficult process in any city. Doesn't matter where you go. It's just a process. The other thing that we do is I encourage people to look at our facade grant program. A facade grant program helps these folks financially get moving in the forward direction. We have also a few innovative folks that have come into the city. We have a couple of new businesses that were something previously and just sitting there for a lot of years. We have now we have Atwater Street Tacos, which is well known around the area now. But they were a driving school before that. Okay, it's a beautiful location. Sits right on the river. You can sit in their patio and just watch the ducks and the nature behind you. It's beautiful. But that same group of people, which is the business owner and the building owner, also started another place across the street called Station 24, which people also have heard about. It's actually, those two places are really destination places in Flat Rock now, because these guys have done such a great job working together with the city to bring these things up. Station 24 originally was a gas station, okay? And then it was a flower shop for many years, and then it sat there for a lot of years. And then we have one more, which is really a big one, which is on the corner of Huron River and Telegraph. And that building was an old professional building. It was a doctor's office, it was a dental office, there was other things that were in there, but it was pretty much a professional building. Well, that sat there. It was active until maybe about the 80s, early 90s. Sat there for 20 years, and nothing happened to it. And then a couple came in and purchased that property and just changed the whole downtown aspect on that corner. Now you've got very viable businesses in there. You got a bakery in there. You got a specialty shop in there. You also have some other kind of businesses around the corner, some financial businesses and things like that. So they have really, again, working with the city, working with the DDA, working together, they've really spruced up that area right in the downtown Flat Rock.
Joe, how long have you been the chairman of the...
About 10 years.
About 10 years, so you've seen a lot of trends.
Yes, and we've been pushing for those trends because, and it's not just Flat Rock DDA, but a lot of the DDAs really just, I call them existed. They didn't really push forward for what the visions for the businesses were. And that's kind of the thing we've been looking at over the last 10 years. What do the folks in the city want? What do the businesses want? And we've been pushing those things, and we've really gotten some great results.
When it comes to push, what sort of businesses are best suited for Flat Rock? Smaller community?
Yeah, we have most of our businesses, and I think Downriver, most of the communities are this way, but not all of them, but we are 70% small business, okay? And then the 25% is places like Bigby Coffee and those kind of places. So really, we've only got 5% big business in Flat Rock.
Okay.
So we, and the folks in Flat Rock, we want to see these smaller businesses. Most of these folks who own these businesses either live in Flat Rock or very close to Flat Rock. So those are the things that we encourage. Those are the folks that we encourage to come on and check our city. And what's interesting is that some of these folks, and I talked about these two, they had one building or one business and opened up another one because it was not only lucrative, but the folks in the city supported them. And I think the pandemic really, in some cases, helped because people wanted to support those small businesses. I think that's what's really helping a lot of this boom.
Karl, I'll just add real quick to Joe, just to make our viewers aware that 99% of America is small business. So Flat Rock is right in line with the rest of the United States of America, and as you can imagine, the overwhelming majority of our employers, or rather workforce, work for small businesses in the United States today.
Interesting. Jill, one more question for you. As I asked Dan, any of these startups, recent startups in Flat Rock, jump out at you? I mean, one that jumps out more than any others, and I can tell by the look on your face that it does.
There's a lot of them, but one of them was a repair shop, an auto repair shop called Fellows. And it was in an old building and pretty much dilapidated. There was a few things here and there, but again, it was a cooperation between the business owner and the landowner, they put this wonderful building together, and these folks have done great. They've only been in business for 2 years. They are actually going to open up another shop. Okay, so they are booming, and the folks that come to Flat Rock, they do very well, and they actually want to open up more businesses in Flat Rock.
Good news. Fantastic news, Joe. Kevin, you've been patient over here. You and Romulus going to bring up, you guys are hitting cleanup here. Romulus has adapted strategy actions to stimulate new business startups and create a supportive environment for success. Can you tell us about your new business incubator and how other communities can learn from it?
I can, yeah, absolutely. So first I want to say, thanks for having us here today to tell the Romulus story. It's sometimes tough to get the word out, and we're trying to leverage opportunities like this to do so. So thank you very much. But we're here to say that Romulus is open for business, and we're excited to welcome small business into the community, and we're creating an environment and an ecosystem for small businesses to survive and be solvent and be successful. And we started that with something we call the Nest, which is new entrepreneurial success training. And we took our Chamber of Commerce building, our Romulus Chamber of Commerce building, which they occupy only a small portion of it. It's a city-owned building, and we've expanded that. And we brought in a business consultant, Laura Sigmund, with Best Practices Consulting, and she's leased a portion of that, and she's partnered with our DDA. And what this has allowed us to do is create some conference space in that room, some training space. We also have identified an area in that particular building for pop-up shops, for market testing and strategies, and then also some working space. So for those small entrepreneurs that are working from home or maybe out of their garage or basement, and they're looking to take that next step and need to have some space to maybe get away from the kids at home and get into a professional atmosphere, have some meetings, meet with vendors or whoever it might be. It gives them an opportunity and a space to go to work freely, and come and go without some of that overhead to begin with. But what Laura is doing in this is she's taking all of our DDA businesses, all of our businesses that are small business entrepreneurs, and we have up to 15 slots right now, and she's doing a success evaluation on each of those businesses and kind of giving you a ranking on where you stand and what are some of your weaknesses, what are some of your strengths, and then follows that up with training support for those small businesses. So when she gets through all of those evaluations of our small businesses and says, we've identified across the spectrum of your entrepreneurs in Romulus that maybe it's accounting services, or maybe it's vendor supply and negotiations. These are areas that we see weaknesses that these businesses could benefit from and have some training in. And then she schedules and hosts those training sessions and brings in additional outside consultants to teach those classes and give those small business owners the support and the knowledge and the skills to be able to execute at a scaled level for their individual businesses.
It's a fantastic program.
So yeah, it's and it's only one facet of the environment and the ecosystem that we're trying to create in that downtown district. Romulus was known and tied very much so to auto manufacturing. We had the Lear plants and a lot of the manufacturing in the city of Romulus. And when those went away, jobs went away. And when those jobs went away, all those small businesses that were supported by those plants disappeared. And we've done very well, going back to Southgate's plan with the building and the planning and the zoning, and working together with these small businesses under the Burcroft, our previous mayor's administration, and continued on under Mayor McCrate. We've created a fast track program for businesses. So when they come in, they can hit the ground running, and we help layer and tier all those processes, which sometimes for those small businesses can be overwhelming. And we get them through that process. We hold their hand. We help make them successful, get them from the time of application to the time they can open their doors as quickly as possible, so they're not sitting in a space wondering when they're going to be able to open those front doors. And I think that's been key to getting some of our businesses open.
Kevin, my understanding is that the city began buying some empty commercial properties in downtown Romulus. Is that part of the push to create like an innovative zone?
It is, absolutely. So again, multi-pronged facet approach. Get the support for the small businesses and the training in that ecosystem set up. The next thing we identified is we had a lot of what we'll call legacy landowners in the downtown district, where you had a couple people that owned a lot of land, and it was passed down from generation to generation. And some of that was freeing up and opening up, so the city was able to have some opportunities to buy that property. So as we identify these businesses, we evaluate them. We identify where they're at. Maybe they're only ready for market testing, and they're in the pop-up shop and doing weekends and a couple days during the week. Or maybe you have a business that, I'll use a catering business, that's really thriving and really kind of doing well, and now they need that brick and mortar store. So we have that opportunity to get them in one of those brick and mortar locations, get them some low-cost rent to start, and help them get set up, because we know that when you make that move from, kind of from your garage or your home kitchen or whatever it might be to that brick and mortar, there's always cost. There's utility costs, there's the deposits, there's insurance, all of that. So we want to tier this rent system so they can get in the door cheap with their rent, and then slowly as their business builds and grows, we'll address the rent as we go up, ultimately with an option to buy that space, right? Because city doesn't want to be a landlord. We want them to be successful, but this is an opportunity for us to help create what that atmosphere downriver looks like in the downtown district for us, and really kind of give the right people the opportunities to get in the door and open up and be successful.
Fantastic story. In Romulus, who's your poster child for new success?
For us, it's kind of tough. We got some long time businesses in the downtown district, Dave's Barbershop, and we have some new businesses, Artisan Reserve, Greca Martial Arts just opened up last week, family-owned business and family business. Steve's Custom Motorcycles, another newer business. All have kind of been there working. I don't think through the Nest program yet, I don't think we have that business yet. We're setting up that ecosystem. We have some good businesses and longtime partners in the DDA area that we hope are going to stay and we hope can benefit from this, but we're still looking to identify. I think the success right now is the environment for us. We talked about the business, we talked about kind of a little bit of history. The last part is the atmosphere, right? So it's, our downtown is right next to our historical park. We do sounds of downtowns, we do movies in the park, we're gathering people in those areas, we're bringing them to the downtown district. We just demoed an old commercial building that was just dilapidated, one of the ones the city got, and that's going to be opened up for some green space and gathering space. So that might be a food truck alley for us. We don't know exactly what it looks like, but we're working with DDA to do that. So we're making those gathering spaces, and that's kind of that extra prong in there. So not only are we getting the businesses in the door, but we're creating atmosphere and creating the gathering to bring people and draw them to that downtown area.
You've got a lot of eggs in the incubator.
There is. We're waiting for them to hatch and grow and fly away.
Fantastic story. Ron, let's bounce back to you. What has the Chamber been doing to create a healthy region-wide business startup climate?
Yep, that's a great question.
That's putting you on the spot.
You put me on the spot, but that's something I always talk about. But I want to just say real quick about Kevin and the city of Romulus. There really are, Karl, a lot, like Taylor, of course, and Southgate and Flat Rock, a tremendous amount of success stories that are coming out of the city of Romulus. And we're very excited about the Nest program. And one of those success stories that I always think about, too, is Norman Cafe, which has just, you mentioned catering, the Norman family are just like off the charts in terms of the growth of their business. And I believe now I understand that they have opened up a brick and mortar location in the Romulus Athletic Center.
Correct,
which I'm really excited about because I go there and from time to time, and we had our son's birthday party there, and the food has always been good. But to have Norman Cafe in the Romulus Athletic Center, that's amazing. So very excited about that.
Yeah, great opportunity.
Yep. And Nest really plays into our strategy as well. So I will say there's a lot going on at the Chamber, of course, and we always see ourselves as a key partner with our local municipalities throughout the entire region in terms of providing opportunity for growth for small businesses and entrepreneurship as well. And of course, Destination Downriver is a key part of that in terms of attracting talent to the region and travel and tourism and promoting our region overall. Because when we attract entrepreneurs to the region, we also need to attract talent, especially in the current times of the workforce shortage crisis. So that's one of the key things that we as a Chamber of Commerce are really focusing on right now, is attracting not just entrepreneurs, but also talent to this region as well. But going back to really fostering an environment that's ripe for entrepreneurship, We're working very closely with the Downriver Community Conference, who just received the $1.6 million Economic Development Administration grant. And a part of that grant is small business growth. So we just hired a couple of individuals who are going to be assisting us in helping, similar to the Nest, and helping small businesses to really get established in the Downriver community. And the Romulus Nest program is truly not gonna. I was almost gonna say going to be, but it is. It's a regional resource for small business growth, and it's really a resource that I think will be, or I know will be referring small businesses from communities like Wyandotte and Southgate and Flat Rock and other places to Romulus for the Nest program, because it's such a key component. Because a lot of people they want to start a business, they have the motivation, they have the energy, but perhaps they don't have the resources and the knowledge to do that. In the Nest program, the programs that we offer at the Chamber, the Southern Wayne County Regional Chamber, will really play a key role in that. And a lot of other things that we do at the Chamber, we work very closely with SCORE, the Service Corps of Retired Executives. We provide one-on-one mentorship opportunities for entrepreneurs that are looking to start a business, to write a business plan, to put together a marketing strategy or a financial plan, things like that, how to get a loan. And small business workshops that we host at the Chamber also play a key role in teaching entrepreneurs how to apply for a loan or how to take advantage of different marketing opportunities throughout the region. Networking events and all kinds of different things, HR programming, human resources programming. There's a whole really long list of different opportunities that the Chamber hosts in partnership with our communities throughout the year for entrepreneurs.
You're really connecting the dots every day.
Yeah, well, I'll mention, because it's hard to go through the entire list. There is a lot. But if you go to, I will mention, put in a plug, swcrc.com/membership. And that gives you a really good listing of different opportunities and resources that Chamber offers. But if you call our office, we're also going to connect you with programs like the Nest and with the Downriver Community Conference and SCORE and others as well. And our office number, to put in another plug, 734-284-6000.
Fantastic. $64,000 question here. Just how much financial clout do these local businesses have on local economies?
I mentioned earlier that over 99% of America's business community is made up of small business. So if you look at the United States Chamber of Commerce based out of DC, they do a really good job in putting stats together for us on an annual basis. And it's overwhelming that when the statistics show, and nothing against Amazon, the small business community might have something against Amazon, but I always shop small businesses because the stats show that when you shop at your local small business in your community, I believe that you triple the amount of wealth in your local economy as opposed to going to an online place, and things like that. So it's absolutely critical that we spend an overwhelming majority of our dollars at local small businesses, because that directly impacts the overall health of our local communities. And I think that in this modern age, people are more aware of the impact that our dollars have on our local communities, and they think that they're more aware of how important that is, right? When it comes to the overall quality of life for everyone in that community. So I do want to encourage everybody very strongly to support local small businesses, because it really does have that triple effect, and it just dramatically improves the overall health of your community that you live in.
Well, thanks everybody. Boys, you were very informative, all four of you people, despite my greater instincts to keep Ron off the show. No. He brings everything
You're
together.
You're doing a very good job.
For new business startups, where you are doesn't make nearly as much difference as how you feel about where you are. After all, being successful requires understanding the business environment around you and creating new value within it. So no matter where you choose to establish your business, understand that your experience and the way you feel about it has as much to do with your success as everyone and everything else around you. We hope you choose the Downriver region as a place that you might decide to create a business and more value, and a new future for yourself. As you can see, all the tools, support, and processes are in place to help you build your successful future. Thanks so much to our guest, Ron Hinrichs from the Chamber, Dan Marsh from the City of Southgate, Kevin Krause from Romulus, and Joe Pagano from Flat Rock. Success in our region is happening by design, much of it driven by these gentlemen around me. It will continue to grow thanks to community leaders and visionaries like these gentlemen. Remember to shop small and shop local. It makes financial success sense to all of us. Thanks for joining us on Destination Downriver. We'll see you again in February.
Thank you again to our sponsor, Allegra, where your marketing success can start happening today. And a special thanks to our production partners here at the new Taylor Media Center. Thanks for listening and watching. Please visit the Destination Downriver's website at destinationdownriver.com or our Facebook page. And be sure to join us for next month's podcast.